Hello, I am Victoria Rogers. I go by Tori and I live here in Bangkok, Thailand. So I am in marketing and I am a travel advisor. So I'm a business strategist and I do travel advising as well. And as entrepreneur, I founded Ebony Expats, which is the community that I started back in 2017 when I first moved to Thailand. And that has evolved my work into travel, advising, coaching, relocation assistance, and really helping people relocate abroad. So my motivation to move to Thailand was I had gotten laid off at a corporate job that I was working at, and I decided, you know what, I am going to make this move happen for myself. And I always wanted to experience Southeast Asia. I always wanted to know what it was like doing business abroad. So I created the opportunity for myself and I decided to teach English for a few months and then I moved back into marketing. But yeah, that is my motivation. I got laid off and I decided, you know what, it's time for me to just go ahead and make the move. I've always thought about it, I've always dreamt about it, and I don't have to move to LA or New York, which is what I was thinking about at first. I can think outside of the box and I can make this happen for myself. It was definitely scary because I had never traveled abroad before, but it felt like what was right for me. I knew that there was more for me that I wanted to do in my business and in my life. And yeah, that is what's motivated me. So when I made the move abroad, I didn't know anything about Thailand, about Southeast Asia, about being Black abroad. And so I started my own meetup group called Black in Bangkok while I was packing. And then when I got here, I started hosting events. And that is how I am now into what I'm doing now as an entrepreneur. But yeah, that's what motivated me. I got laid off and I decided, you know what, it's time for me to make a move and it's time for me to take the control back in my hand and go after what I know I want, which was healing, which was more self-empowerment, which was me starting my own business one day. Actually Googled how to make money abroad, like how to make the move happen, because I didn't know anything. So what I decided to do was take an English teaching job. So I taught English for about a few months and that was not for me. Again, my background is in marketing and operations. So before I moved abroad, I created the meetup group for Black in Bangkok, which is now Ebony Expats. And I also created a resource group for all of the English teachers that were coming over for the education company that I was hired for. And so I essentially moved into DEI and employee engagement without even realizing that I was doing that. But yeah, I did not really have to deal with the visa thing because my job took care of it. After that, I decided to move to a marketing job here in Thailand. So I've always had like a work permit attached to my visa. And then now I have a managing director position at a company that I'm a part of. So that's how I've been navigating it. I feel like Thailand kind of opened me with welcome, warm energy. And that's what it felt like for me since the day that I got here. It was hot and it also was just like open energy. So when you come to Thailand, especially as a foreigner who hasn't been abroad, who hasn't experienced Southeast Asian culture, who hasn't experienced Thailand, you get to come and just see this vibrant culture and food on the street and people just being so open and selling things. And yeah, the expat community here is also very strong. So with that, it's like, I think you kind of get a little bit more support to kind of navigate being in a foreign area and understanding the culture and being able to understand how do you navigate it. So that's what kind of helped me. But I also was working again at a Thai school, so I got to learn about the culture and the different things very quickly. What happened for me is after I came into Thailand, I had already created the Black in Bangkok meetup group from home in Houston while I was packing. And then a month after living here in Bangkok, I hosted a meetup group. And from that, the community continued to grow. We started a group chat and I eventually branded it as Ebony Expats and started doing things on social media, started doing things on websites, really starting to treat things like a business and thinking about it as like, what partnerships do I want? Even though I didn't really have an idea of my exact business model, I knew that I was moving into travel and helping people with relocation and things like that. What I have started to do now is move into, okay, we do travel advising, we do travel itineraries. If you want to come in, we can help you book tours and hotels. And I'm also working with universities back in the States to say, hey, if you guys have any students that are coming abroad, we can do study abroad programs. We can help them with the transition, because these are all things that are offered in the travel industry. And I definitely have to kind of go into understanding what that looks like for me in my niche community. So when it comes to the travel community, I am very much so focused on the Black traveler, the Black expat that is relocating, whether it's for retirement or whether it's because they want to take a sabbatical or a gap year after college. But I'm working with that type of traveler. So finding talent. So for me, what I have noticed is that as I started to do more events and as I started to really start thinking about, okay, how do I move this community that we have into a more strategic platform, into something that I can continue to grow? They were like, hey, I need to make sure that this community is going to be supportive. I'm moving abroad, and we really made a lot of changes. So I pretty much have only worked with people that kind of know my community and know what it is that I'm building, and they understand what's going on. When it comes to like the strategy work, the other way that I found assistance for certain projects like video editing, content writing, I use this platform called Acadium, and it basically allows you to get apprentices every quarter. And in exchange, they get marketing experience and they get to add different things to their portfolio. And the business owner is paying for the membership. So that's another way that I've been able to find a lot of strategic help. And then after that, they move into paid project work if we have projects that are available at that time, and if the person worked out for the team. And so, yeah, that is how I have found people. And then again, the other people are just people that are in my network. I would just say, just make sure that you are clear about what you want to do, what your business is going to be, who you're going to be working with, who you're targeting, and yeah, just set everything up. Make sure that you are working with someone who can help you with your visa, help you with your business registration here in Thailand, because I don't recommend trying to tackle any of that on your own. I do think that this is the type of country where it's just easier to go and find and hire somebody to help you with all of the paperwork so that you make sure that you do it right. And yeah, there is so much opportunity here in Thailand, and it is a very innovative country that is continuing to always like do new things, whether it's policies or just new businesses popping up. And so I would just say, like, come in, be strategic, be open, be ready to, have different ups and downs, because there is just like going to be ups and downs because you're in a different culture and you're in a different environment. But yeah, like, come in, be hungry, be ready, because again, there is a lot of opportunity. And yeah, I think I don't really know what I would tell somebody besides that, but I do think that what it really comes down to is knowing what you want to do, knowing who you are, and then just going for it, because there's opportunity anywhere. But yeah, like go for it. Just go for it. So if I had any encouragement for people who are entrepreneurs or thinking about moving abroad, or just making the leap, or making a big move or a big change in your life in general, I just say, like, hold on, open yourself up for all the things that are going to happen. Because one thing that I'm realizing is, as much as I am a planner and as much as I am a visionary and I can see things, I also have to really open up room for things not being what I expected or things changing. Even when I think about Ebony Expats, I registered my business in 2019 and was ready to take off, and then COVID happened and everything shifted, and I've just had to learn how to pivot. So especially coming abroad, or if you're trying to do business in a foreign country where you are the person that is coming into a place that already has their own rules, their own policies, their own culture and way of doing things, just be open. And but yeah, like, come in and be you. That's one thing I will say, is that I came in and I was me. I was clear on what I wanted. And I do think that Thailand gives you this place where you can come in and be authentic and be who you are and make things happen. And I love that about this country. There are people who there's different types of energies here in Thailand, of course, and amongst expats in general, but the ones who are the entrepreneurs, the expats that are trying to make new things happen, that are wanting to be innovative, go out, do what you want to do, be who you are, go as big as you can, and yeah, like just be open for the changes. I actually went to a networking thing um over the weekend, and it was about the power of choice, and just really thinking about the fact that every decision that we make, we have the choice to make it. We have the choice to decide if we want to stay where we are or if we want to make changes happen. And we just have to understand that like the change is going to take us being accepting of what is to come, accepting of what has already happened, letting things go, and being available for this new version of ourselves and this new version of our lives that is to come. So go for it, be you, be big as you can, be your best self, and yeah, like you got it. You got it. I get asked this question a lot, like, oh, like you've been there for 6 years now, do you like it? And it's like, obviously I like it if I'm still here. So like, yes, I do like it, but I do think it's interesting for me because what I like about Thailand has changed, and who I am as a person has changed, and what I'm receiving from Thailand in this part of my life is different now. And so I will say that for the person who is just now coming to Thailand and has never lived here, what I think is very um like beneficial for somebody is that it is a place where you can, like I was saying, come in and be authentic. You can come in and be yourself and just kind of build your life in the way that you feel like you want to design it. And we're able to kind of come in and say, okay, you know what? I want to live in the city. I'm going to live in Bangkok. I'm going to find an apartment on the train, and I'm going to make sure that I'm giving myself fresh food. I'm going to make sure that I'm also like traveling and all these different things that we just get to take, be more accessible to us. The local culture, being able to immerse ourselves in somewhere different allows us to open ourselves up. And I do think that that's one thing I like because of the culture in Thailand, I have become just even like more Mike in life. Like things are okay. I don't have to rush. I don't have to overthink. I don't have to always be so hard on myself. I can slow things down. And that's one thing I do like about Thailand. And I like that about this experience for someone who gets to come in, especially from America, and just like experience that energy.